Hello to our FRamigos, our Familia y Amigos from Cross Train. We're so proud to get in touch with you guys.
We miss you.
It's been about a month since you guys sent us off, and it's been a really incredible journey. We've gotten to send you a brief update about our travels, but we wanted to share really quickly two really cool glory stories that we've gotten to be a part of.
So school takes up a good amount of our time. We've got quite a bit of studying to do after classes even, and we are learning a lot. But we also have a fair amount of time where we have free time, and so a lot of that does get consumed with cooking and doing laundry, and just some of those things just take longer here. But we wanted to also be really intentional, and so we were praying about what we should be doing with our other time, and really just felt we wanted to be involved more with the locals here than with the other American students, and trying to figure out what that looks like. So one night I decided I would go to a sewing class, which I heard was led by an American missionary, but that there were quite a few locals that attended. But when I showed up, there was like no one there, and so I'm kind of looking around, standing out in this field, getting eaten by mosquitoes, and all of a sudden someone that I had met earlier in the day, she starts yelling at me because she lives right a couple 100 feet away. So she's yelling at me, so I walk up to her. I just met her earlier that day.
At the clinic?
At the clinic, yeah. And so I'm like, oh, estoy perdida, I'm lost. And so she's like, sit. So we ended up sitting for about an hour I spent with her. Her name is Gris, short for Griselda, and I met her and her daughter, Melody Joy, and we talked for an hour. And through that, we heard that there's a need for basically a junior high leader. And so we may, just something that you can be in prayer for us, we may be able to step into that role for 6 months while they look for somebody more permanent.
And this is at the only evangelical church in town, and so they've been kind of sweating this person that is leaving the town. It's a very small town, only about 1,000 people here. So they've been disappointed, proud that they're going on to other things, but disappointed that they're losing somebody core to their team. So it was just, our God does not deal in coincidence. It was just some really incredible time.
Yeah, and then I've been able to spend 3 hours with her and both of her kids. We went to the beach one morning and got to just encourage each other and watch the sunrise. So they're actually coming over tomorrow after church. We're going to do a little game day here. I've made some cookies, and we're going to have some coffee and play games. So it's really exciting to see the Lord build true friendships already here.
And today, actually, we had a really incredible experience. So boxing is a big deal in Mexican culture. So as somebody who, when I was in the military, I got to do a lot of boxing, I've kind of been hoping for an opportunity maybe to engage in Mexican culture that way. And I found out that there's a lot of kids here that would love, and we have a space very close to us that we could use, a lot of kids would love to do some boxing classes. So we have been trying to get together some materials, some gloves and some hand wraps and all those kind of different things that we're going to need to do that. And so we went into town. So the town that we're in is very small, only about 1,000 people. And we're about 30 minutes from a somewhat larger town called Puerto Escondido. Very popular with surfers, but it's still kind of small. And so we went to a handful of different sports stores, and we could not find anywhere that sold boxing equipment. And so we ended up going to different gyms, and we were asking all these different gyms, hey, do you have any boxing equipment? Do you have any boxing equipment? And nobody was selling what we were looking for. So we found one final place. It was on the far side of the town. So we had to walk to go there, and
Probably about 30 minutes, up and down hills, some dirt roads.
But it was great. As soon as we walked up, we saw the logo for the gym had Joshua 1:5 written on it. And so we were like, oh, this is going to be great. So we go in and we talk to the gym owner, young guy, single dad, but he heard our story. We told him what we were doing here, and he was so excited for what we were doing. The fact that we were going to be bringing boxing to this little town and be using it as a platform for the gospel. And he said, I don't have a bunch of equipment, but I'll give you my original pair of focus mitts. He said these were given to me when I started my gym, and he's like, I think that's just amazing that the Lord has brought you here, and now I'm giving them to you. So it was a really sweet time.
I got to pray with him and his daughter
Mm-hmm.
and their puppy pug.
Fahren needed some puppy time, so it was good for her too. So, even though we've just been here for a month, it's very clear that this is, even aside from the language learning, which has been incredible, we're learning so much and from some absolutely incredible instructors. But even still, we're getting to have some cool glory stories as well. So we thank you so much, Cross Train, for the support that you've given us, for keeping us in your prayers. We are so proud to be able to be representatives of you, but more importantly, our King. And thank you so much for helping us with that.
We miss you. We'll see you soon.